Hi guys, this is a video for graduates of the Thriving Results methodology. So excited to make this call for you guys. So first of all, this call is about integrity. So I had a client submit a question that was, hey, I'm working a ton of hours. I have to every year about this time. And I'm seeing that, I'm getting home emotionally tired and there are breakdowns in my family. So I need some support. And of course, I'm super excited to provide that support. So we have a lot to cover today. I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to probably have a Zoom link as well that will be posted with this video, just so you guys can see the visuals behind what I'm talking about. Okay, so first of all, integrity has 4 layers that I want you to consider. I'm going to say this. Anytime you're playing a bigger game in life, it requires a higher level of integrity. So what I'm talking about is, if your life is working like 98% awesome, and you start a season where you have to work more hours, which is the example I'm going to use throughout the call to answer that specific question. But some other examples are, you change careers, you start a relationship, you move houses, or any other significant life change. All of those require a higher level of integrity, or you will have breakdowns. Many areas of your life will cease to work suddenly when you change the game you're playing in life. I want you to imagine that your life is like a beach house on stilts. When you change a significant aspect of your life, you are adding a ton of pressure to that house, as if it were now like in a tropical storm or a hurricane. And you will see breakdowns to some extent. At the beginning, little breakdowns might look like the house starts to lean. Maybe it just goes out of square. You can't even tell it's leaning, but maybe the interior doors stop closing easily. Big breakdowns are when the house collapses and crashes to the ground. So just a note for everyone, it's much easier to restore integrity when you first notice the smallest problem. And if you address and restore integrity with the little things in life that don't work for you, then it won't build up until you're surprised when your house falls down. One second. So the practical application. So let's talk about the 4 levels of integrity. Honoring your word, and apparently I haven't silenced my phone. Honoring your word, living aligned with your deepest values and commitments. Workability, having your life work, is the next layer. And the last part is cleaning up everything that has lacked integrity. So just the practice of restoring integrity. Now, how does this apply when you suddenly have a life change, like working way more hours? What you have to do is you have to raise your level of integrity, or add integrity, okay? Every time you change games, you have to raise the level of integrity to match the game you're now playing. So in this real example of needing to work a ton more hours for several months, here's the process for raising your level of integrity. Number 1 is going to be to notice what's breaking down. Notice the needs that aren't getting met. Number 2 is get in communication with a support system, your coach, and every person your life changes will impact. So this is going to be specific. So in the example of working more hours, what kind of support system do you need? You want to look at basic areas of life: sleep, eating, sex, money, religion. What is this impacting? And add support. So if you're not eating as well because you're working so many hours, a support system might look like buying healthy prepackaged meals. It might look like hiring a chef, depending on your budget, right? Get a support system. Talk to your significant other. Have them make more meals and start freezing the leftovers so you have healthy meals available. So you want to look at, what do you need? Where's the breakdown? And then put support in that area. So If communication with your family is what's breaking down because you're working a ton of hours, you don't get home till 9:30 at night, you're exhausted, and then your kids are hitting you up for attention and you're like blowing up, for example. So if that's what's happening, what do you need to communicate with those that this will directly impact? So that might look like a family meeting. And number one, you want to share what you're dealing with. And number two, you want to manage their expectations. So that might look like, during this busy time, I welcome texts during the day, and I might have 5 minutes to talk alone at night with you. But overall, we're going to have to communicate over Marco Polo because I can only communicate with you on my breaks, and I don't have the love and the attention that I'm committed to giving you at night during the week when I get home. So you want to manage those expectations. If you're used to spending an hour a day with your loved ones, and now you get to spend 5 minutes a day for the next 2 months, that can totally work. That can totally have integrity. You have to manage their expectations and then create workability. So this looks like talking to them, saying, okay, here's the deal. You get 5 minutes of my attention once a day, plus Marco Polos if I have time on my breaks. And, how can we make this really fun for you? Then you want to brainstorm. Do they have needs that you need to bring in an outside person to support? If you're usually their therapist, maybe they need to see a therapist during the next 2 months when you don't have time to listen to them. Whatever the specific needs are, create more support. And manage expectations. And have it be so that it's a win for everyone. For example, let's say, on December 29th, I don't have to work these hours anymore. Create that with your team. If it's your family at home, you need to say, okay, guys, I will have 5 minutes a day for you until December 29th. So how are we going to structure this? So on December 30th, we are going to spend more time bonding. We're going to take, maybe 3 days, and we're just going to do the things that we love doing together. Whether that's board games or going out of town or going on an adventure or playing video games together, whatever it is, we need to reconnect at that time, and I need your support while I'm unavailable. What do I need to put in place so you can help me have a great experience of life, so the Marco Polo messages you're sending me during the day actually uplift me so I'm less exhausted at night and I know you're okay? What can we put in place to make this a true win-win? And the whole idea in this example, this is for all of you, is to create more effective structures and communicate with people. That's separate. Communicating is its own thing, and creating structures. Structures are things like, we're going to talk over Marco Polo. It's specific things you're going to put in life to support what you want to cause. Now, after all that, and maybe even before you do all that, the next question to consider is, what do I need to put in place so my needs are handled? You must honor yourself and meet your own needs to have your life work. You must honor yourself and have your needs met to have your life work. This can look like a lot of different things. Now, their needs need to be handled as well. Whoever you're committed to, whatever your commitments are, those things need to be handled as well. Welcome to the call, whoever just hopped on. We started early, and I need to restore integrity about that. This call, but just stay tuned and we'll talk more. So at that point, what do I need to put in place so my needs are handled and their needs are handled? What kinds of supports do I need to bring onto my team and into my life so that I and the people I'm committed to are completely taken care of? And this doesn't have to look perfect. For example, if you're used to working out 90 minutes a day and you're going to be working 100 hours a week for the next 2 months, maybe you could look at, is there a 20-minute workout you could do in the office on your break, to keep workability, keep your physical fitness, and provide the hours at work that you need to provide? Can I get a treadmill while I'm on the phone at work? right? Can I walk a treadmill at work? Well, what supports could I add in to my life so that I and the people I'm committed to are completely taken care of? And here's a gem for you guys. I'm going to outline some of the basic areas of life you want to consider: sleep, eating, sex, money, religion, physical fitness and well-being, mental well-being, career expectations or needs. In this case, you're working more hours, so your career needs are probably being met. If they're not, you might want to hire someone. Okay. Parenting, any expectations that need to be changed in parenting, and any significant timelines. Like maybe your child has a birthday in the middle of this time and you're really committed to being at their birthday. What supports do you need to bring in to make that work? And you could ask them if they're willing to celebrate a month later, but that's probably not going to happen. Right? Okay. So I hope this has provided how to get started when you have a major life change, restoring integrity and having your life work during the major life change. All right, guys, please email me, put in the Facebook group any questions that you have. This video is for graduates only, and only people who have had our work will this really be useful for. So I request that you do not share it except with graduates, and or if you want to explain it to like a friend or family member, that's totally fine too. I'm going to put a link to this video, which will be unlisted on YouTube, in the Facebook group called Thriving for Life, a graduate community. I love you all, every single one of you, and I want to hear your questions that you still have. Now, there's someone else on the call, so if you have a question, you could drop it in the chat right now. I'll give you about 30 seconds. There's a lag. That's why I'm going to wait. So go ahead and drop your question in the chat on YouTube. And if I don't see it, that's totally cool. I can respond to your questions in the group. Thanks for being on the call.